Hello, I think we are live. I'm a little bit delayed and a little bit panicked because just before we went live, I may have spilt my coffee. So there's a whole lot of cleaning up going on at the moment. Hello. So we've got people brewing and I've got my coffee spilling. This is it. The speeches aren't far away. It's great. Oh, there we go. Someone's come with the rubbish bin. All right. So what's the time, Tice? How long? So thank you to everyone who's joining us. Make a comment. Let us know that you're there. And we're going to hit the still camera. Okay, Jessica Hendricks. Hello, Jess. Okay, can you flick the other camera so I can put this one down? Excellent. So you should be able to hear me still. Can everyone just write comments and confirm you can hear me? I don't think the headphones are going to be able to hear unless you plug it into the computer, maybe. So follow the cord. So we're just pretty close to getting underway with the speeches. Other side, Tice. Okay, so we've got people here that... Sammy! Hello. Hey, we're live on Facebook at the moment. The audio-wise, you can't see me, but this is producer Sammy who's popped back in to say hello.
Hello, yes, here to celebrate.
I know Jess is on the stream at the moment, so we're just about ready to start. So I just in fun little things, I slept badly on my neck and I can't turn to the right. So I have to do a full body turn to see people, which is so, yeah. It's like, oh, his whole body's coming to see me. All right. So that stream is going. How are we going, Tice? Have we got any comments? Who have we got?
Where's Susie? I can hear you.
Where's
Sammy?
Where's Sammy? Let's see. Flick to the other camera. Here, Tice. And I'll see if I can get producer Sammy into focus. There she is, producer Sammy, with little niece Lily there. And Rachel. Right, back to the other camera, Tice. All right, here we go. What's the time? We ready to get rolling? We've got 2 minutes before the speeches officially start. So my ears have been blocked with wax, so I can barely hear. I slept poorly on my neck, so I can't turn my head to the right. I'm about to get up and give a speech and try and not draw attention to either of those things. So on the live stream, you're the only ones in the know. All right, I'm just about ready to go. Here we go. Joe, are you reading the comments and heckling me from the background? I can't hear you, dude. If people are heckling me, I don't know.
They say, Luke, I slept bad.
Luke, I slept bad. Right, okay.
Yeah, it's on YouTube forever.
Right. It is on YouTube. All right. Okay. All right.
Facebook user. Hello, Facebook user.
If you haven't given StreamYard permission, then we can't see who you are. It just says Facebook user. But if you click on the thing that allows Facebook to send your name to StreamYard, Tice, if just as a behind the scenes, you can hear me give my son some instructions. If there's a good comment, you can click on it and it comes up on screen. Hey, like that. There he's giving me the thumbs up. It's about good, right to go. All right. All right, I'm going over to Susie now. You can't see me, but your audio is live on my thing at the moment, so no one can see you at the moment, but they can hear. So how are you feeling? You ready for us to?
So nervous.
Right, okay.
Sorry to check on you. Right. Is the link for the live stream just in your Facebook?
Facebook group and YouTube.
Well, just tell Amanda if she's interested in watching this one.
Oh yeah,
she can join.
You didn't take it and put it into the event.
I did put it on the group thing.
Into the event.
Okay.
All right. All right. Hey, I'm live on the stream audio-wise at the moment, but you're a man of few words, Sean. So you. Here we go. All right. Let's start to draw everybody in, I think. Do you reckon you could help to muster, bring people into the room so we can get going on some speeches and stuff? Yep. I'm live on the stream at the moment, but could you get someone to pull them all in? Excellent. All right, we're pulling everybody in. And that's me. Hello, everybody. This is us. And everyone's gone quiet because I just walked up. You guys are all the well-behaved kids in the class, right? You're not only taking your seat early, you're taking front rows, and then someone walks up and you're like, right, time to behave. And then there's all these stragglers out there still just, they're hoeing down on the food while you guys are sitting here being well-behaved. Or did some of you came stacked, ready to go? That's good. People coming into the room. Thank you everyone who's joining us on the stream. We couldn't be here in person, but has been able to log on. It means a lot to Suze that you've been able to tune in, and you'll hear from her in just a second. There's all sorts of people from different parts of Susie's life and Susan's life that you'll hear about and from. The room is packed. Excellent. Pulling out some extra chairs. And people have been placing orders online and here in person. So I think, I'm not sure, MJ, are you, there's the link for the Shopify store. Is there a way that someone can post that onto one of the live streams on Facebook? Yep. So just to the collection, so that if you want to purchase the book, and we've got 3 options I'll talk about in just a second. Lots of people in the room. We're at about 3 minutes away from getting started as people make their way in. All right.
We just noticed.
Hang on a second, I've just got questions coming at me while I'm live on the stream. What are you asking? Find what? So on YouTube or on Facebook? YouTube. So it should be in live. Facebook, Luke and Susie channel. All right. Everyone started to go quiet. Does that mean most people are in? They're coming through. Hello. All right. All right, we're ready to go.
I think so.
We got the live stream. Everyone, thank you so much for coming this afternoon. I think this for me is a really significant day, but none of it is about any of us sitting here or me standing here. It is about this wonderful woman and what she's penned into this book, and I want to talk a little bit about that in a second before she gets up to share some of her thoughts. And I was thinking long and hard about my intro, my opening speech, because Susie will tell you at first I was reluctant. I didn't want to actually get up and say anything, not because I didn't want to support my wife and cherish her and say wonderful words about her, but there's this history of if a husband does something nice, it suddenly becomes about the husband. I said I don't want to get in the way, and if I want to do a really good job, then do I do such a good job that someone looks at me and goes, "Oh, well, isn't he amazing?" Or "I suck," and then I'm terrible. But none of it should be about me. It's about Susan. So I thought when she said she wanted me to be up here to say some words, I thought, well, what is it that I want to say, and how do I honor her, and how do I do what is my role to do? And I was thinking a lot about specific words and things that we use, the semantics we go through each day, and how often we can underappreciate messages and subliminal messages. And for me, this book is really important because there's a saying that we often use or hear being used in marriages and in relationships that it's got a good intention, but it's got this not so great underpinning, I think, from my experience with my wife, is that behind every good man is a good woman, or behind every great man is an even greater woman. And there's this intention to be empowering and encouraging and recognize the special person in your life. But subliminally in that message is where a woman's role is behind. And how easy it is to allow that context to be how you live out your life. And I realized as I stand here before you today, a middle-aged, straight white man that has my lens of the world. And that's not to say there's anything wrong. That's my life experience. But what I learned over the years is that I have a very narrow view of how the world works. And I have had to learn in marriage, and I've had to learn as a grown-up to ask some more questions and to understand the world from a different lens. And there's a lot of moments when I look back over my time with this incredible woman that I didn't ask enough questions and I didn't understand enough. I didn't see that there was a world through somebody else's eyes, and I didn't realize there was a way that this most incredible woman could be lost, that she could lose herself. And if I had thought that for a second, I would have thought more about what I could do, but I didn't know. But ignorance is no longer my option. Ignorance is now gone, and now the question for me is, how do I empower and support and cherish her, not as someone who is in front or someone who is behind, but as people who are together, championing each other. And I think for me, this is a really special time, this book, because Susie, has spent a lot of times with her thoughts and words behind the scenes. And I said to her a little while ago, there's a lot of people that take a platform that have a lot to say, and especially in our faith community, can have plenty to say, that I think maybe the world would be better off if some of them said a little less. And then the world needs someone like Susan to say a heck of a lot more. But the value we often put on volume is not a value that we can place onto this woman. Because when it comes to the price of a book, or when it comes to all these evaluations in the business side of the world, they go, how many words is it? But let me tell you what I've learned about this incredible woman, that she says a lot less with a lot more power. And let me give you, she was on a panel recently, and it was designed to be this interesting debate. And at the end of it, people were quoting Susan's words in this panel discussion as the most powerful moments of it. And then there was this whole debate about, of the four different opinions, who said the most, who had the most to say, and who had the most time. And so I'm a data guy, so I went and rewatched the on-demand and spreadsheeted it. And so I can tell you that the person who spoke the most spoke 8 times and spoke for nearly 9 minutes in this session. And Susan, who was the most powerfully quoted of all of them, spoke 4 times for 3 minutes and 52 seconds. And in half the time and in less opportunities, she had a lot more that left her mark. And so I know in this book, while it's a simple, easy read when it comes to word volume, what you get from Susan is a lot more power out of such few words. I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud that this is the first time you've put yourself out into this kind of a way. And I hope, and I hope those who are on the stream and here in person will do everything they can to champion her, because this cannot be the last time. This should only just be the beginning of what she's got to say to the world. So with that, I'd like you to welcome my wife, Susan Holt. Let me plug in your sound.
Yeah.
There you go.
And that's it?
That's it.
Okay. Thank you. Hi, stream people. As you walked in, I think I cried hugging many of you already, and I'm hoping most of the tears have gone, though there's no guarantee. All week when I've thought about speaking now, I have cried because of who is in this room. Yeah, it's a little bit because I feel pretty vulnerable with the book. I'm pretty nervous about people reading it, but mostly it's because of who is in this room. Can I tell you, I pulled it together and I was fine until Catherine Stinkin' Stickland comes along and says, by the way, I'm bringing my parents And it completely undid me again. I'm so thankful that you're here. So thank you for coming. My parents weren't going to make it today because we had a very unfortunate timing of COVID in our house recently. But we're all clear and negative, and they've made it down. And I'm so grateful. Just this morning, they made the decision to jump in the car, I think motivated by Ken and Rona. And I'm so glad. I'm so thankful that you're here because you are who this book is dedicated to. My parents, my sister, who has championed me my whole life, and my husband and my sons. These are my forever loves. These are my constants who have always been and will always be in my life. But if I could, I would dedicate it to, well, all of you and the ones that couldn't even make it, because you've all been a part of my story. And some of you will probably be surprised to find yourself in here, alluded to or named. I know, well, Kathy obviously is in there. Sandra and Sue Ellen, an unfortunate boating incident comes into play. Kim, our walkers during COVID, are in there. Vita, your wedding and 40th turn up in this book. And Lana's probably the only slightly negative mention, because she made me love her so much that when she said, hey, let's walk 48 kilometres, I didn't hesitate. And I should have. Though it was a life-transforming walk and a huge part of my story. And so I will regretfully always be grateful you asked. But let me tell you, I'll just read this back for you. It says, you know that feeling when you're on a road trip to somewhere you really love. You set out and it's exciting. The music's up high. The laughs are frequent. It's a joyous experience of anticipation. I'm a radio show host and I have a loving husband and 3 amazing sons. And yet for me, the last few years have looked more like that road trip about 5 hours in. Now the songs are annoying, the laughs are hard to come by, and in place of anticipation, there's the never-ending question of, are we there yet? If you feel like your excitement, joy, and anticipation of life are lost somewhere in your family, work, or community, you're not alone. You're also not done yet. This story is about finding our way back to the person we want to be. So let's have a laugh, share some stories, and scream together, are we there yet? On the road trip to becoming us. I wrote that on the 19th of January, 2021. And I know that because I sent it to Kim on the 19th of January, 2021. I was doing a writing course, and it was a few months after I had had just a big emotional and complete breakdown in the midst of COVID. I think many of us had a pretty funny time through that season. And for me, the pressure was overwhelming and I did not cope very well at all and completely fell apart. And really, I'd already kind of lost myself along the way. I don't know if it was in the years up to 1996 when I was Susan, or if it was in the years between 97 and 2002 when I was Sue, or whether it was somewhere since 2002 when I became Susie. But somewhere in there, I just really lost my way. And I was only taking opportunities as they came to me. I wasn't really creating opportunities that were designed for me. I took what came my way and I made decisions that I felt others needed me to make. And this is just really a series of stories that are about pointing my way back to a person that I feel comfortable with. I want to be comfortable in my skin. I want a life of fun and meaning and joy and excitement. And this is the stories that make that. And so many of you are a part of those stories. And if there's a second book, the rest of you would be in here in one way or another. But on the back of that 2020 breakdown, I did a writing course. We happened to do an interview with a guy who was starting a writing course, and Luke said, just do it. This is a way of connecting back to the person I used to be. And lesson 1 was start with your blurb. Write the blurb of your book. Write that, and then write that. And that's how you do a book. That was, the 19th of January, 2021. He said to us, in this 6-week course, you can get your book written and you'll get it published within a couple of months and you'll be a published author within 3 months. So 2.5 years later, and it's not that thick, but it is finished. And I tell you, a few months back, I got to the point and someone said to me, oh, what are you going to do with the book? And I said, I don't know. I've done it. I've written it now. It's done. I think I've done what I needed it to do. For me, it was a personal journey. I didn't really need it to do anything else. And she said, well, that's not a very big life. And just really challenged me more. Every statement she said after that just kept saying, I have to put it out there. So that's where we're at. We now have a book. And I can't believe you're all here, especially since you don't even know if it's any good. But you're here. And it just means a lot to me that this was worthy of your time. And that's why it's been such an emotional time for me getting ready for today. I've told a couple of you, not even 2 weeks ago, I was speaking in front of a room, and this has got to shock you because you knew me when I hid behind my mother's skirt. Like, they've known me since I was 3, Catherine and the Collinsons. But I was standing in front of a room emceeing an event that had literal world leaders in it. I had a 15-minute conversation with the Deputy Prime Minister of Fiji afterwards. Lovely guy. He was about to go and do budgets, but did not make me nervous at all. But this room has literally had me in tears all week, and it's just because I'm so grateful for you and for who you've been to me and for the part you've played in helping me become Susan. So thank you. Thank you for being here. So that's kind of it for the formalities. The coffee cart's going to be around till about 3:30. And I'm going to come over here to where, that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to say thank you to Jules and MJ. Jules and MJ went above and beyond to make this happen today. They had a secret meeting behind my back I didn't even know about, organising all that food that has been deliciously presented out there. And they came early and Jules offered to sing, and there was just nothing that was too much for them. So I want to say thank you to you. And I also want to say thank you to Danielle. Where's Danielle? Oh, Danielle, who came early just to pray for me and has been checking in on me the last few weeks. Christy as well, just been checking in on me this last week when I haven't been well. And I just really appreciate you. So thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I'll probably cry again when I hug you next. Yeah.
Okay, so both for online and here in person, to give you a context of what there's a book for sale, and you can get a copy of the book. The book and journal is for you not to just read about Susan's becoming story, but if you resonate with in some way being lost and wanting to rediscover something, that the journal, it's a handcrafted Italian journal, which is beautifully and precious, just like anyone who's taking the time to write about their journey in it. And that is a combination that is there. And there is also then the book, the journal, and the tote. And the concept of that, it comes with there's some free drinks and snacks and stuff in the tubes to go with it, is to take a day, to take a retreat, to go down to the beach, put the stuff into the tote bag, and to take some time dedicated to you in the same way Susie had to take that time to dedicate to her, to be a part of the process of rediscovering herself. So that's the context behind the 3 different packages. But we just appreciate you being here and even considering getting a copy of the book and championing what Susie's done, what Susan has done.
By the way, you don't have to start calling me Susan. It's more about what I call me, not what you.
You can tell I've been trying just for the sake of today. But so the context is when she pointed to me saying that she became Susie, and it's not me that chose her to be Susie. The one friend in the world that called her Susie is the one who introduced us and set us up. So she got introduced to me as Susie. So I didn't know her as Sue or as Susan. I always, from day one, it was Susie. And it wasn't until we started to go through this journey that some of this stuff came out. And so, yes, Susan is her name, but it is also symbolic to this journey for her as well. So thank you, everybody, for being a part of it. For those who are here in person, there's still lots of food to have online. Sorry. We could maybe do some what do they call the the digital token things that they do. Do a food version of those. NFT. we'll sell them. All right. Thank you, everyone who's been on the stream. If you want a link, then Tyson's there. Can you chat to people as? Yeah. It's not like he's normally just like constantly on chat, but he's just sitting back going zombie land. Thank you, everybody, and Susan's going to be over here with the books and signing and saying good day. Thank you. And thank you, everybody on the stream. Feel free just to chat away or comment. The mic's live, so for a couple of minutes, you can just recognise some people. Be entertaining, be Mr. Personality. Tell them who you are.
Oh, hold on. I've got an idea. I've got an idea. Can I get the cue? Get the other camera and do some songs?
No.
Why not?
What about you? About your mum? What about your mum?
Then why'd you give me the... Hello. I've been doing all the text. Oh, you can. Yeah. You can't see me. Oh, you can. I'm in the bottom right. Hello. I've been doing all the tech stuff. I don't. Hello, Jessica. I'll get him to give her a hug. Someone wants you to give her a hug.
From who?
Jessica Hendricks. All good, Debbie. Do you want me to, or do you want Luke to? I can do it if you want. I'll be right back.
So we're going through
Feel free to say goodbye.
oh yeah. Yes, so is it one? I'm literally just going back to your messages this morning. I really
To mum.
Yeah.
All right. Goodbye, everyone. End the stream now. Bye.